Fat Dag is a Weight Watchers leader in Indianapolis, Indiana. However, the views and opinions expressed during this podcast are his own. They do not represent the views of Weight Watchers. And now, here's your host and wingman, Fat Dag.
I am your host, Fat Dag. You're listening to Wise Advice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at fatdag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all at Wise Advice. You can send in your comments, your questions, your celebrations. I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, hello there. Welcome to episode 231. Got a lot of catching up to do here. I want to start up with letting you know about the 2018 International Tour. We completed all 8 of the events. Can you believe that? I remember when I started the very first event, we said we were going to go out to Biloxi, Mississippi, and I was supposed to go there for work, and I ended up not going for work, but I had to go anyways. And I remember thinking back then I had already committed to going to San Francisco in November, and this was only, April. And so I honestly wasn't really sure how I was going to figure this out. I wasn't sure how it was going to work. I just knew that I wanted to get out. I wanted to say hi to as many people as possible, inspire you on your journey, and celebrate with you along the way, congratulate you, because you guys are what's making this happen. So we did it. We did them all. We went to, we started off in Biloxi, and then we went out to Tulsa, and then we did Denver, and then we did, Toronto, and then we did Indianapolis. We went out to Philadelphia, went to Washington, D.C. We ended in San Francisco. Man, what a fun trip. And so there was 8 of them all together. All of them were a 5K. The Indy Ultimate was a little longer. And of course, San Francisco wrapped the whole thing up. The folks out in San Francisco were absolutely amazing. We had my heart breaks for those living with the fires out there right now. But so we had to deal with some smoke issues while we were there. But we got a beautiful view of the Golden Gate Bridge. We walked all the way up across it, and it was just an amazing group of people who just very, very inspiring. One of the coolest things about that, and we do this on the tour, or we try to at every venue, is we sat around a circle and we sat there and we just chatted for, I don't know, it felt like a couple hours. And we went around the room and we said, hey, tell us about your journey and inspire us and tell us why you're awesome. And every single person chimed in with what they were doing while awesome in their life. And it was just so cool to hear the inspiration from the stories. And one of the things I like most about this whole entire tour is the events are kind of fun, right? And when I show up, at this point, no one knows who's going to be there unless you brought a friend with you. So it's a group of folks who just don't know each other. And so initially, everyone comes to me and they want to, do selfies and all that stuff, which is awesome. But then slowly what happens is the coolest thing ever. It's my favorite part is slowly I kind of fade away. And so this group of people in San Francisco did this exactly like it was on script. And they're talking with each other and hanging out, and they made friends with each other so that when I leave San Francisco, they have a support network that they've already built of people that they have something else in common with. It's the coolest thing ever. It's my favorite part of coming to many different cities. I'm now piecing together 2019. I want to get to many different cities. I think a couple things that pop in my brain as I start making some plans are Seattle, Atlanta. I got to get up into Boston area. Chicago keeps begging me to get up to Chicago. That doesn't work too well. So you just never know what cities we're going to be able to make it to and absolutely get it done. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being a part of this amazing journey. I want to share with you something that's incredibly inspiring, a couple emails here. So let's get into them right now. The first one says, "Hi, Fat Dag. Hey, I've written into you before. My name is Samantha, and I'm Shrinking Mermaid 18 on Connect. I wrote to you back in April, and I wanted to give you an update. When I wrote to you, I was down 53.8 pounds. I wanted to give you an update that I received my 75-pound charm a few weeks ago. I also emailed you a few weeks back, actually a week or two before I got my charm, because I was struggling hardcore. So feel free to ignore that email or don't, but as I'm in a much better mindset now. I did have a quick question, however. I have difficulty staying in my own lane. I often compare my journey to others, as in, this person has lost more than me in a shorter amount of time, and others as well, but this is one that I struggle with the most. I know it's essential to stay in my own lane, but I'm not sure how to fix this. Have you dealt with this? If you have, what do you suggest? So one of the things, I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, depending on when you read this. I'm also thankful for your podcast. I wasn't able to listen for a while, but once I figured out that I could listen on Spotify without using my data on my way to work, yes, I know, the lamest excuse not to listen ever, I've been listening every day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you pixie dust. Love, Sam. So Sam, yes, congratulations on your 75-pound charm. That is absolutely incredible. When you started this journey, I'm not sure if that was your intent, right? And so a lot of us, when we start this journey, we want these big numbers, but really, truthfully, we're just kind of hoping that we can stick to the plan, right? Isn't that kind of sometimes what we're just kind of hoping, that we can just stick with it long enough to get some success? You are in a much better mindset now, and so congratulations on getting exactly down 75 pounds. It's an incredible accomplishment. You absolutely need to be very proud of what you have done. So, the question that you asked is something that I absolutely did deal with, and I think we still deal with it from time to time. And you asked the question is how do you not compare your journey to others? And if you think about that in the context of, everything else that we have going on in life, and so, Facebook makes a great example of this, is that, generally speaking, the stuff we read on Facebook is the highlight reel. Very few people post all the lows in their life, and they almost always post everything that's going right. So as you're reading someone else's highlight reel, as you're reading through all the amazing things that have going on in your life, you're sitting there looking at your entire picture and going, well, man, I have some of that fun stuff, but I have a lot of other stuff going on as well. So I want you to now, we got to focus on the big picture. You got to focus on the parts of your life that are going well for you as well. I want you to read your story like you're reading someone else's story. You know how many stories would love to have a 75-pound charm in the middle of them? Yeah, there would be a ton. And so you have to understand you did that. That was all you getting it done and just making sure that you took care of yourself along the way. I want you also to, I pulled this off the internet tonight, I want you to get to the point where you congratulate them instead of envying them. When you see someone have amazing success and you think that you want to lose as much as they did, as quick as they did, what I want you to do is I want you to congratulate them on their amazing success. And that does a couple things for you. It kind of puts you in this gratitude mindset. It opens your eyes up to seeing what they've actually accomplished. And then that makes that possible for you to then now go accomplish it as well. The absolute coolest thing about this journey is that there isn't it's not a winner-take-all race. There isn't only, when you go to your Weight Watcher meeting, when you go to your WW workshop, it's not a winner-take-all. It's not the very first person to reach goal wins. That's not how it works. Goal is available to everybody. Every single person has the opportunity to get to goal. So what's important about that is that you have to know that the prize is available to everybody. The way you can get there is by helping other people get there as well. It's not a race. It's not a competition. It is you against you, and the winner can get, you get whatever prize that you set yourself up for. So I want you to refocus as you see other people doing, and I want you to get in that habit of saying, okay, I understand what they're doing, and I understand that they're posting the amazing success that they're having in their journey. Is that success possible for me? Yeah, of course it is. And can I do that? And then I want you to, by congratulating them and talking to them, asking them, okay, how did you do that? Because maybe I'm struggling here, maybe I have some challenges here. How did you break through them? And then kind of figure out how to implement that into your life. And then the last tip is I want you to, at some point, you may have to just look away. Right? So sometimes when you start reading and the jealousy starts setting in and you start seeing other people having success that you think that you deserve, and sometimes it does derail your thoughts. And so it's okay at that point to just close it, move on, look away. If you have to unfollow some people that, it's great that they're having amazing success, but if you recognize that their success is derailing your efforts and you're not able to get past that, then it's certainly okay to just let them go and unfollow them and just quit seeing their posts, to quit reminding you that you're not having that same success. But if you look back at your entire journey now, and again, you reread your journey as a new person saying, hey, this person just got a 75-pound charm, you're the prize. You're what absolutely everybody is out for, or out to get, trying to do, and you did it. You did that. You didn't do it on accident. You did it deliberately by staying focused, by staying disciplined, and diving in and getting it done. So Sam, pixie dust back out to you. Congratulations. Truly, truly an honor to walk this journey with you. You're an amazing wingman. Keep up the great work for sure. The next email I want to read comes in from Emily, and this is absolutely cool. Emily sent in a great email with a couple pictures, and unfortunately can't share the pictures with you, but I can certainly share the story. It says, hi, Fat Dag. This is Emily from episode 148 checking in. Hey, guess what? I not only hit goal, I've been at Lifetime for 6 months. I always meant to write in and celebrate, but honestly, it hasn't really felt real until now. I got married a few weeks after hitting Lifetime, and I was hyper concerned about making sure I didn't gain or lose any inches so that my dress would fit, and I just never really let myself embrace that accomplishment. Well, and then after the honeymoon, my good focus faltered a little bit and got substituted with bad focus. Now, let me explain. When I was in weight loss mode, everyone around me kept connecting it to my wedding. Oh, of course you're losing weight. You're getting married. And it made me pretty mad. Because the wedding was not my why. If the wedding was my why, that gave me permission to go back to my old habits as soon as it was over, and that was not an option. The wedding was a good time-bound inspiration and a motivator, but still, it was not my why. However, when I started bouncing up and down between a few pounds after the wedding, literally never more than 3 to 5, which we know is pretty much just daily life as far as the scale is concerned, I started to believe those people. Maybe I couldn't maintain my weight with the wedding over. I completely lost track of my why, and I couldn't find a way to believe in myself or my accomplishments. I felt like a failure, and more stressed and frustrated than I became, the harder it was to let myself acknowledge what I had achieved. I stopped viewing the number on the scale as just data, and I started living by it. Instead of loving my life at goal, I was a wreck, terrified that every food decision I made was the wrong one. I couldn't see the forest for the trees, but not anymore. I caught myself in the mirror the other day during a workout while lifting a new personal best, and all of a sudden, it hit me. I did it. I did it. I look good. I am strong. I am fit. I am healthy. I am living life 70 pounds lighter than 2 years ago. I lost 1/3 of my total body weight. I looked gorgeous in my wedding and my honeymoon pictures, some of which are attached. I developed great fitness habits, and now my body craves physical activity and the endorphins that come with an active lifestyle instead of dreading it. I formed healthy eating and lifestyle habits and integrated them all into all the various aspects of my life, and I weighed in at Lifetime again last week. I did it. So I guess I did it backwards, but the mental side of Lifetime has finally caught up with the physical side. I'm embracing my accomplishment, letting go of my stress, and celebrating. This is real. This is my life, and I did it. To help me get my good focus back, I dug back into my real why. Here are the Cliff Notes versions, since this is already a long email. The first question I asked when I asked why is, what have I gotten and what do I continue to get out of this journey? I've become a person who is strong enough to have children once I decide to. I have gained healthy habits that give me a much better chance at living a long life and accomplishing a great many things, such as seeing my children grow up, giving back to the community, and being a support system for the people that I love. I become a person who doesn't say no to opportunities just because they involve physical exertion. Need an extra person for the kickball team? Sure. Need a 5K buddy? I'm your girl. Want to go for a hike? Just let me grab my shoes. I have a body that I'm proud to see in the mirror every day because it is proof that I can achieve the goals that I set for myself. I am no longer limited to buying clothes because they fit. I can buy clothes because I like them. Tangent, having to make choices on what to buy is hard, but it's a fun problem to have, and so much more. Do you believe you can do this? Yes, I finally do. Well, what's in your way? Well, what's in my way is worrying about what other people think and letting that affect how I view myself. I dance. I dance ballet, tap, jazz, ballroom, Latin, etc. So I am around very thin people a lot of the time. I have to remember not to compare myself to them. Everybody and every body is different. I have an addiction to food, which, while it's now in check, it's still very real, and I have to be conscious of not falling back into bad habits. I ask, what's the hardest thing you ever had to do in your life? And in my late teens and early 20s, they were bumpy. I had to take time off of my college, and let me tell you, going to college had been the biggest dream up until that point. Because of an injury, I had to work to regain the strength to walk unassisted. But I not only did that, I became strong enough to go back to dancing and back to school afterwards and became the only person in my immediate family to graduate from college. Then I left an abusive relationship and found the courage to love myself again and allow myself to find love again. And now I'm married. Who was ultimately responsible for your success? I am responsible for my success. And I own it every day, no excuses, but I also know that I'm not alone. I have an incredible support network, including my husband, my parents, my close friends, and of course, the other wise wingmen. Joyfully, Emily. Emily, what a letter, says Kay on Instagram, and I completely agree. This thing was just full of amazing inspiration, and the pictures are absolutely beautiful. That's what caught my eye first. I opened your email, saw the pictures. I'm like, okay, I've got to read this letter because you absolutely look amazing. And what's even awesome beyond that is that your words on paper look even better than that. And that's what I'm all about. Is that when I can see inside your brain, when I can see mentally where you're at. We all love the physical side of it. That certainly is a goal, but the reality is mentally when you're in a place that you're in right now as you wrote this, that's the victory. Congratulations on hitting goal. Congratulations on solving and saving your life. You took back your life. How cool is that? And so yeah, you're right. When you were in the weight loss mode, people were kind of, weight loss mode's interesting. And I kind of want to tangent for a second. Weight loss mode and living your life are two different things. Weight loss mode is the practice. It's the putting in all the effort, putting in, going all in, going after it and getting a goal. And then from that point on, maintaining it. And the maintenance is slightly different, but it's way more fun. Because now what you've learned is those endorphins that you get from going for a run or from working out, they help you want to kind of maintain this life that you built, and they help you maintain this all looking gorgeous in a dress and hopping in a mirror and going clothes shopping and buying everything simply because it fits. I remember going through that phase, and every time I walked into the store, if it fit, I wanted to buy it. It was absolutely a crazy stage of this journey that no one ever told me about. It was going to be kind of weird, but you're absolutely right. And so many folks, when we do this, we set goals of what we want to accomplish, and certainly having a wedding as a goal, it's certainly good inspiration. It certainly has a timeline on it. It certainly is something to strive for. But you're right. It can't be your why. It can't be your why because the day you get married, then that solves it. And then what you have to do is then you have to now rediscover a new why. And so you absolutely did that. And so congratulations on really letting yourself be free and solving this once and for all. And so a couple other things in your email that I want to dig out, which are just absolutely amazing, is that when you said you stopped doing the number on the scale as just data and you started living by it. Instead of loving your life at goal, you were a wreck, terrified that every food decision you made was the wrong one. Man, that's so powerful. And it's so, what happens to a lot of us is that scale, as we're losing weight, the scale can be our best friend, right? When you hop in every week after week, and it's down or even, and the trend line is going in the right direction, it's inspiring, it's motivating, it makes you want to get there quickly. And so we do that. And then what happens is we get to a goal and we don't know how to balance that. We're not really sure what's going to happen when we see a positive number on the scale. And so we're so afraid to eat anything because we don't want to see the scale gain. But we also now are balancing, well, I don't want to really lose any more weight either. And so that becomes a dangerous place in this journey where you really have to figure out that it's okay to eat. Now, certainly there are some things that you can eat. There are some things that, of course, you can eat whatever you want, but there are some things that are better to eat than others, and you will slowly start figuring out what that balance is. But getting to the point where you say, no, I have this. You caught yourself in the mirror, look, and you said, yeah, I did that. And so that kind of woke you up out of that realization that, hey, I've accomplished some amazing things in my life. Looking gorgeous in your wedding dress and developing fitness habits that your body craves, that's goal. When you wake up and want to go for a run because you can, that's goal. When you wake up and you want to get some exercise in, when you're watching your step tracker and you want to get to that next level because you want to, not necessarily to satisfy a tracker. I'm the same way with you don't work to satisfy the scale, and you don't work out to satisfy a fitness tracker. There are cool data points along the way to kind of help you measure. But when you wake up and you want to go for a walk, you want to go for a run simply because you can, it's a completely different life. That's the life we want to preserve. That's the life we're all shooting for. That's the life that we've now said that we got this. We did this. And so congratulations on absolutely doing that. And I'm so glad to see when you answer the question, do you believe you can do it, that you do believe it. And so that belief thing, that's the powerful part. When you finally believe you can do this, you really can do this. And so ditching the thought that, worrying about what other people think and letting that affect how you view yourself, by all means, that's an amazing nugget that you share with the group here. So I thank you for that as well. Congratulations on all of your amazing accomplishments, your college degree, your wedding, everything you've accomplished in your life. You did that. You let that sink in for a second. You did that. Isn't that cool? And you did that by hard work. You did that by persevering. You did that by saying, I want this more than anything. Emily, congratulations. Thank you so much for writing in. Jen writes in next and says, hi, Mike. Hey, I just wrote this email and I was about to conclude that I made goal and my stats, but then I remembered how you always say, you should have said that first. So here it is in the first paragraph. I made goal this week. I lost 101 pounds and I'm happy when I look in the mirror. We met this summer at the New York City meetup. I sat next to you and I felt such an affinity with you and so many of the others. Daisy, Jill, Colette, Stella, and everyone else. It was a wonderful experience to share our stories and our thought processes over happy hour drinks of mostly water and a meal. I had intended to meet up somewhere on the international tour, but life got crazy and I decided to prioritize. Priorities have been my issue possibly my whole life. I've been a procrastinator and recently realized that I also deluded myself into thinking I was okay for many years when I clearly wasn't. So I did not prioritize myself. If I had thoughts that I had an issue with my health, I didn't own it. It wasn't my weight that was an issue. It was my genetics, my asthma, my joints, my bones. I had no shame in going to the doctor's office with ailments because they weren't related to my lifestyle, right? Not. Joining WW was a huge step for me because I had to admit that I was out of control and could not get back into a healthy body without admitting my shame. That I took a healthy, smart, outgoing, capable athlete and I turned into a couch potato who removed herself from the most of the fun activities, was afraid to speak, was resentful of others' happiness, was not even capable of climbing the stairs without getting so out of breath that she had to hide in the ladies' room until her breathing got back under control. But I was desperate and scared. In my first meeting room, the studio, actually, I was fine with learning the program and the philosophy, but I felt invisible and just not good about myself. And I could not see myself continuing there for the long haul, whatever that might be. I wasn't thinking about ultimately losing a huge amount of weight. I just didn't want to be scared, embarrassed anymore, and that meeting kept me mentally in that place. So I explored a bit, and I found the perfect workshop and the perfect coach, and one where I felt my feelings would be validated, where victories or hard weeks were met with hugs. That group became my family, my people, as I unpeeled like an onion layer by layer over the last 20 and a half months. Man, it's been a long journey, but also been a short one when I realized just how much I've changed my life. I love myself again. I reach out to people, and I'm part of many communities, locally and online. I meet challenges with a smile. Life still has difficulties and stress, but I can handle them. And if not, I know to reach for people, not for food. I have my wingmen in this group and in others, and I am forever grateful. Your podcast got me through long months where food prep, long walks, and household chores would have seemed tedious. Hearing everyone's stories and the lessons was affirming, making me stronger in my mission. Finding activities I loved has taken me the rest of the way. I somehow mentally made a change about a year into my journey, and my stomach no longer asked for huge volumes of food, mostly veggies when on the program, to satisfy the emptiness in my life. I had self-love, things to do, and people on my side that I could contact by either text or email, but whatever works. So to conclude, I'm at goal, and I'm looking forward to maintaining for 6 weeks and beyond through lifetime, from morbidly obese to overweight to normal. That's good. But to enjoy using my body again, to value myself, to realize I am worth it, to be part of a community and to embrace the challenges, that is the best part of this journey. And here's to the beginning of the rest of my life. Thanks so much for establishing this community and providing your wisdom, Jen. And Jen is summertime_Jen on Connect. Another amazing email. Absolutely incredible to read these inspiring stories. 101 pounds down. Congratulations on hitting goal. You absolutely will rock this. You will get to lifetime. You're going to love it all. I know it. And you're right. I remember sitting next to you in New York City. It was absolutely fun. We laughed. We had bar 54. We were on the 54th floor rooftop bar. Our total bill was like $100, because we all of us drank water for the most part that night. But I remember sitting there having that conversation with you. It's just so much fun. That tour was just such a blast to be able to do that. So thank you so much for coming out there. But I love what you wrote at the very opening paragraph when you talked about that your weight wasn't the issue, right? It was genetics. And so going to the doctor was no big deal because you knew it wasn't your fault. And so you went to the doctor for help. And once you finally owned that who was responsible for your success, and when you finally understood it was you, when you finally understood that you took the healthy, smart, outgoing, capable athlete and you turned her into a couch potato, you removed her from the most of the fun activities, you were afraid to speak, you were resentful of others, you weren't capable of climbing the stairs without getting out of breath. When you started realizing that those things were directly a result of your actions, you turned it around. And sometimes it takes being desperate. It takes being scared. And so that's a good place to be. It's not a fun place to be. I understand that. But man, it's a great place. If you're walking your journey right now and you're scared and you're desperate, then the beautiful thing about that is that you're not alone. You don't have to be alone. You can join us in the community. You can join us on Connect. You can join us in the Facebook group, the Wise Wingman Facebook group, because we understand that with you. And so we'll walk with you and being desperate and scared and having someone that's been there showing you the path gives you a little bit of power to go, okay, let me just take it one day at a time. just one step at a time. And that's what it takes. And then somewhere, somehow, mentally, a change happens in your journey. A change happens. So you start off with, I want to lose weight. And then suddenly, after you start having that success, it turns into, I actually want to be healthy. And that's a completely different mindset. And so think about your own journey. Many of us, when we joined, the goal was to lose weight. We didn't care about our health in that sense, right? We wanted to be healthy, sure. But we walked in wanting to lose weight, and then that transition happened where we said, actually, once you start losing weight, you start feeling better. And then it was, actually, do want to start feeling even better because I now know what feeling better is. I know what feeling better means. So, that's the victory. And that's when you get to goal. And that's how you lose 101 pounds. And that's how you get to lifetime. And that's how you celebrate all of your success. So, Jen, congratulations. Thanks for reaching out to other people. Thanks for being part of communities. Thanks for sharing your journey. The hardest thing about this journey is that for so many of us, we didn't know it was possible. So it takes us watching other people have success to understand that success truly is possible. And when you do that, it's absolutely worth celebrating. So, Jen, thank you for celebrating with us. Thank you for writing in 101 pounds. Say that out loud. I want you to, right now, say that out loud. 101 pounds. You did that. Congratulations. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to fatdag.com. Click on the Wise Advice podcast link to send in your celebrations, your comments, send in your questions. I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations because I want you to be proud of what you're doing. When you're proud of what you're doing and when you understand that you are responsible for your success and you give it your all, it's there. Like I said earlier in the show, it's not one of those things where it's only available to the first one who gets there. Every single person can win. Every single person. We all have that ability. And when you're proud of that, and when you understand that, when you do that, you inspire someone else to come along for the ride. So that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus. Thank you for listening to the Wise Advice Podcast. Did you know for as little as $1 a month, you can take the next step as a wingman and support the show? Visit fatdag.com, click on Become a Patron today.